been alive for the past week or so and spent any time on social media, you probably saw, obviously, the crazy Harvey Weinstein. That's not even a social media thing. Harvey Weinstein, a fucking monster piece of shit who abused his power, sexually harassed, sexually assaulted women for, I don't know, 30 fucking years without anybody saying anything, at least nobody doing anything about it. And then on Facebook and all over social media this week, there was the hashtag #MeToo, which, if you don't know what it is, basically it's women who, just in a show of solidarity, are like, I've also been sexually harassed, sexually assaulted. I just, kind of want to take the opportunity to, let people know so that people understand. And I kind of got in trouble from a comedian friend of mine because basically I was like, wait, didn't everybody know this? Isn't this just common knowledge that women are nonstop sexually harassed and sexually assaulted? Like, I just thought this was, common. Not that it's okay, but, I'm surprised at all the outrage. I think it's fake outrage, to be honest. Like, when you see people on Facebook, all these guys are like, oh my God, I didn't know to the extent. Really? Have you never spoken with a woman in your life before? Have you never had a girlfriend or a wife or anything? You talk to them for fucking 2 minutes. It's like the most common thing. I can't understand it. I couldn't understand if guys were actually just trying to get these, social media points where they're like, oh, every woman, I stand with you. I can't believe this is happening. Really? You can't believe it? You haven't been alive? You don't know this stuff's happening? I found it fucking crazy that this was happening. But so all these women were coming up with their Me Too thing, being like, I've been sexually assaulted, sexually, if you ever known a woman who's worked in the service industry, it's just nonstop sexual harassment by gross old men all the time. I sometimes you're at your point where you're like, it's so prevalent that it's fucking crazy. But the one thing I refuse to be as surprised about it, I don't want it to happen, but I'm not going to pretend to be surprised so I can just curry favor on fucking social media. It's pathetic for any of you who are doing it. But so there was a really interesting incident where a female comedian came out. She had a Me Too thing, and she wrote this 10,000 word essay on Medium or whatever. It was this article, and basically she was saying how she got sexually assaulted. And so basically what happened is she was dating this guy. They were actually dating, and they were lying in bed one night. I don't know if it was her quote unquote boyfriend, but they were dating, and they're lying in bed. They had never had sex before. And so basically the guy brought it up. He's like, don't you think it's weird? We've been dating for a while, a few weeks or whatever. We've never had sex. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, kind of adults, that's what they do when they've been dating for a few weeks is they have sex. And she's like, no, they don't. And so then he basically was like, and again, most guys have been in this position where they're begging for sex from a woman who, husbands, boyfriends, and girlfriends, wives. If you think there aren't guys who haven't been pressured into having sex by their girlfriends because their girlfriends or their wives, because their wives wanted it, you're fucking delusional, because this happens all the time. This is super common. But anyway, so he was like, what, do you not find me attractive? Why won't you have sex with me? At which point she's like, from what I understood, he pressured her because he's like, he wouldn't give it up. And so she had sex with him. And she's like, it only came out years later that I realized that he sexually assaulted me. No, he fucking didn't. That's not sexual assault. I'm sorry if you made a decision that you regret. You know what? Most guys have had sex with women where after the fact, they regret having sex with her for a number of reasons. If you're like, oh, he duped me into having sex with him because, he was persistent. Tough shit. You made a bad decision. Learn from your decision. Move on with your life. You didn't get fucking sexually assaulted. And it's pathetic because you're diminishing from women who actually have been sexually assaulted. There are women out there who are have these super traumatic, violent things. You just want to be a fucking victim. It's your Me Too is not Me Too, I got sexually assaulted. Your Me Too is hey, everybody, Me Too, pay attention to me. I'm on Facebook this week too. I'm also a victim. You're not a victim. This is pathetic behavior. I'm beside myself when not only that, she named him. She basically wrote, this guy's name is going to be linked to being someone who sexually assaulted a woman for the rest of his life. You're going to search his name, and you're going to easily be able to find that this guy has been accused of sexual assault when he didn't sexually assault her. That's me saying, oh, I went to a bar and this lovely woman, I hit on her and we ended up having sex, and then she took her makeup off and didn't look anything like what I thought she looked like. That's sexual. She duped me. I would have never had sex with her if I knew what she actually looked like. That's sexual assault. It's not fucking sexual assault. Maybe it's a decision I regret, and maybe in the future I'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna look a little closer at what they look like. But it's not fucking sexual assault, and it's just disgusting that she would go on Facebook on a public platform and out this guy for sexually assaulting her, where at best all she did was like, he was just persistent and was like, you know, let's have sex. Like, every guy has done that, and tons of women have done that. It's not sexual assault. Anyways, I just found that gross. I'm sorry for this long rant. And if you actually have been sexually assaulted, I'm sorry for that. And if you're persistently sexually harassed, I'm also sorry for that, because it's disgusting. If you're a guy who's watching this and you know, dude, like, don't fucking touch people without permission. Like, if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Just don't touch anybody unless you have their permission. Don't fucking grab a girl. Don't grab a guy. None of it's okay. And I mean, like, it goes without saying. It's like, I feel like I have to be like, also don't murder people. Like, yeah, like, obviously don't sexually assault people. Don't murder people. Don't steal. Like, I don't know if maybe fucking we need to bring back the 10 Commandments more prominently. And maybe put don't rape on that one, because, you know, you think that would be one of the commandments. But I guess back then they didn't really care about that.